All right, good morning, everybody. Ivan here. Hope you are doing well. Welcome in. It is 10 o'clock Central Time, and today's program is getting underway. We're getting online here. We're getting ready to rock and roll. Welcome in. Get yourself a notepad. Get yourself a pen. Get yourself a drink. And get ready to participate in an important program, a really important conversation, a very serious discussion, health and wellness for haircut professionals. This one's really sort of near and dear to me, if you will. This is kind of a special topic. I'm going to tell you the backstory behind how I got involved in this, how this became a subject that I wanted to talk about, how this became a subject that I became qualified to talk about, to be able to share with everyone here. Good morning, Hope. Thank you for tuning in. Hope everybody is good. There you go. But it is Tuesday. It is 10 o'clock. Welcome in. I hope you had a nice holiday weekend. Hope you're back at it with a vengeance and enthusiasm. Little by little, America is opening up in certain ways, in certain places. You do you. You do what you're comfortable with. You do what works for you, for your family, and for your business. There's good information out there about how to protect yourself, how to protect your customers, and I encourage you to find that information, follow that information, go to the links on my Instagram. It's kind of my home base for some of these things, specifically the Barbicide educational programming like certification and the back to work programming and things like that. Remember, nowhere are the things we're being told to do laws. Nowhere are they requirements. These are recommendations. You want to always default to your knowledge, your background, and your education. You want to use logic and good thinking. You want to be safe and you want to be professional. And I want to help you do it. And so do our friends and the people at Barbicide. So be sure to get good information and work with and follow the best of what's out there. Yesterday was consultation skills. Today is fitness, health, and wellness for haircut professionals. Tomorrow, Wednesday, 10 o'clock, Clipper Clinic episode 4. Thursday is big money, small money, savings, and investments. As we are getting back to haircutting, we're making money again. Let's not make the same money mistakes we made before the lockdown. And that's really the conversation we're going to have. Friday is Clipper over comb and cowlicks, and I'm working on the schedule now for next week. This week, all classes, 10 o'clock, all classes here on Facebook. No Zoom this week. We'll see what's going to happen for next week. We haven't made a determination yet where we're going to go with that plan. In keeping with tradition, we're going to start with $100,000 Hair Cutter. We start with the daily reading from the book, Be a $100,000 Hair Cutter. Today is May 26, day 146 of the year, with 219 days remaining in the year. Remember, guys, $100,000 Hair Cutter is your daily devotional to success in the business. One idea a day, every single day, 365 days to help you build and grow your business. You keep this book on your night table, you wake up in the morning, and every day you turn to today, and you read today, and you do today. There's 365 great ideas to build and grow your business. Please understand, being a $100,000 hair cutter isn't one thing you do once. It's a dedication to success, and it's stuff you do every single day. And this is the roadmap for that. So, May 26, day 146, center to sides. This is a technical cutting tip. And we talked about this last week when somebody suggested it as an additional or alternate date. But what we were talking about here with this tip was the idea that when we are working across the neckline in a haircut, we do not trim. Got your trimmer, got your zoot comb. We do not trim downward to one side. We do not trim across the nape. We do not trim that way, because as a right-handed hair cutter, we tend to work down to the right. We tend to work crooked or diagonally. So you work from the middle out. It's what we call center to sides. Center, right, left, left, right, right, left. It's like cutting a bob on a lady's haircut. We work from the center outwards to both sides. So today's tip, the May 26th tip, was a technical cutting tip. You want to be a $100,000 hair cutter, you got to be rock on with your technical, of course. And there's a lot more to it. There's sales, marketing, advertising, promotion, hiring, training, management, shop culture, sanitation. It's all in the book. Paper, digital, audio, ivanzoot.com or Amazon. You know where to go to get it. Get yourself a copy of the book. When you're ready to get back to business, remember the other book, 100 by 100. There is a 2-pack. 100 by 100 is 100 new haircut customers in 100 days. It is a totally hyper-focused, one-purpose book. Not all the stuff you get in the other book. This is step-by-step, day-by-day plan to build and grow your haircut clientele, to grow specifically your traffic and your head count. Any day can be day one. 99 days later, I personally guarantee 100 new haircut customers. And no matter who you are in the business, 100 new haircut customers changes your life. If you're new in the business, that first 100 launches your career. If you've been around a while, that next 100 levels you up. And if you're an established and busy professional, that 100 you're going to add blows up your chair. It's your price increase. It's your stepping stone, your leapfrog, and your big move towards that big number goal. If you're an owner or manager, please know, big and bigger, big and bigger. Year 1, year 2, week 1 through 52, week 53 through 104. These are marketing. No haircutting here. These are a strategic marketing plan to help you build and grow your business. One idea a week, every single week, 104 weeks, 2 solid years, big and bigger. Also available as a 2-pack and also available as part of the 4-pack. All 4 titles, and there's a little bit of a reduced price on the 4-title package. So I want to help you build and grow your business. Let's get busy doing that. Let's get busy talking health and wellness in just a moment. If you're liking this stuff, you want more of this stuff, please know I have a program called The Topic of the Week. Thumbs up if you know about The Topic of the Week. The Topic of the Week is a weekly topic that I focus on in my conversations outside of these classes. Because long before coronavirus and long before these classes, I've been sharing and teaching and helping beauty and barber professionals build and grow their business with what I call the topic of the week. Now, gotta know how the week falls out. Tuesday is text post. I post a text blog at ivanzoot.com on the topic of the week. It just posted today for this week's topic. Wednesday is an online meeting in which we actually discuss that topic. And you're welcome to join for the online meeting. Thursday is the video of the week. The weekly video on Thursday addresses the topic of the week. And Friday is the audio post. So whether you like text, video, audio, or you want to join in on a live meeting, I discuss the topic of the week all week. This week's topic, if you're interested in tapping in, is called Closing the Gap. And what this week's topic talks about is the fact that when we go back to work, our costs have gone up, and our timing has been slowed, and our productivity has been reduced. And we are not going to be able to make haircut dollars, see client numbers, or serve clients in the way in which we did in the past. And that will result in a painful revenue shortfall. So what do we got to do? We got to close the gap. We have to close the gap between what we are comfortable and familiar with earning and what we now can earn in terms of productivity. And we got to get back up to the big numbers that we love and enjoy. So what I'm going to share with you is solid strategy for closing the gap, for bringing those numbers together, for bringing up your revenue, even when we understand that we cannot serve clients at the same speed because we can't do walk-ins and we can't have our waiting rooms and we can't do the things we used to do. So that is the subject of the week for this week. If you want in on all of the subject of the week, it's Patreon, patreon.com/IvanZoot. Again, the link is in my Instagram. You got to join my team. You got to get on board with us there because I'm sharing this information every single week. And I'm excited about this week because it's important and powerful. I'm excited about every week because that's who I am. All right, fitness, health, and wellness for haircut professionals. I want to start with sort of the last word on this subject. Fitness, health, and wellness for haircut professionals. Hopefully it's something you've heard me say before, if you've been paying attention and if you've been listening. And if you haven't heard me say it before, if you haven't been paying attention and you haven't been listening, you're going to hear me say it today for the first time. And I hope you'll understand it. I hope you'll take it to heart. And I hope that the balance of the program, after I make this initial statement, will serve to help you live this initial statement. And the initial statement, if you agree with the statement, throw me a thumb. If you agree with the statement, toss a comment up on here. If you agree with the statement, get involved in the conversation. But the statement is this: you can't take care of them if you don't take care of you. You can't take care of them if you don't take care of you. And that's really the first and last word on this entire subject. We are in the business of caring for others. We are in the business of devoting, in many cases, a lifetime and a career towards caring for others. And it's so very important that we're committed and dedicated to that subject. You know, people talk about the barber business as this hustle and this racket and this great way to make money. And don't get me wrong, the barber business, the haircut business, cosmetology is a great way to make money. But a lot of the celebrity barber thing and a lot of the barbershop culture thing and the tattoo culture and the beard culture and the gym shoe culture that are so prevalent in haircutting, a lot of that, I think, has gotten a lot of folks away from. They've lost sight of what it is we're really doing here. Beauty and barber professionals are engaged in an industry in which we have committed or dedicated our life to the service of others. I'm going to say that again. This is an industry or a business in which we dedicate our life to the service of others. It is about serving other people with a heart and a mind and a passion and an enthusiasm for taking care of people. And you can't take care of them if you don't take care of you. It starts with you. It starts with your health and wellness. Now, I got involved in this subject in a big way several years ago. It's coming up on 5-6 years ago. No secret, I'll tell you, I had a 50th birthday. And with a 50th birthday coming up, having been in the business at that point for almost 30 years, I'm looking around the industry and I've seen people come and go. I've seen friends that have been very successful leave the industry. I've seen people struggle with issues of health and wellness and durability in the industry. And I considered myself to be very blessed that I was still healthy, productive, able to continue to cut hair, and able to enjoy the industry, and able to continue to take care of others. And I asked the question, what's going on that this is working for me while it's not working for others? Because I don't think I'm smarter, and I don't think I'm special, and I don't think I am genetically gifted in some way. So I took a step back and I looked at all of what I've been doing. And the answer is I did some things well to protect my own personal physical health. I did some things well to protect my own personal mental health. And I did some things well to protect my own personal financial health. Healthy, wealthy, and wise, if you will. I immediately decided that there was a huge opportunity to talk to beauty and barber professionals about, I recognized that there's a huge void or a empty conversation, a missing conversation in our industry about these health and wellness issues for beauty and barber professionals. Nobody's talking about it. Nobody's addressing it. So I went out and got some education. I got certified as a personal fitness trainer. I got certified by the American Council on Exercise, one of the most highly regarded and respected organizations in the business of certifying health and wellness professionals. Not because I wanted to work in a gym, not because I wanted to work with bodybuilders or weightlifters, but because I specifically wanted to begin to address, credibly in conversation, in classes and presentation, issues of health, wellness, and long-term durability for haircut professionals. I got that education. I also went out and got what's called a specialty certification in senior fitness, one of the things I learned along the way is that a lot of the challenges that inflict beauty and barber professionals at many ages, at any ages, in a lot of cases mimic some of the challenges we see in seniors. What I mean by that is you see 28-year-old cosmetologists with a shoulder that's behaving like it's 70 years old. We see 35-year-old beauty industry professionals with back trouble like an old man or an old woman. This is not good. So I got certified in senior fitness because I suspected, and I believe I was very correct, that a lot of the things that can be beneficial for aging individuals, if we take a proactive approach and get out in front of it, can be very beneficial for health and beauty professionals. We're hard on our bodies. We are hard on ourselves. It's a tough, tough industry for us physically. So as I began to learn and as I began to share and as I began to teach on the subject of health and wellness for beauty and barber professionals, I broke out my conversation into healthy, wealthy, and wise. Physical health, financial health, and mental health. In today's program, I want to focus specifically on physical health. We'll talk about wealthy and we'll talk about mental health. We'll talk about wise, being smart in another program. But today specifically, we want to talk about physical health. And I broke it down into some categories. The first thing I want to talk about as it relates to our physical health is an uncomfortable subject for a lot of people. And it's a challenging subject for me. I will be honest and I will own the fact that I am not an expert in this category as it relates to me personally. I'm probably better at helping other people than I am at helping myself. The first issue we want to address as a healthy hair cutter is your diet and your weight. Now, no one who is overweight wants to be told that they're overweight. I don't want to be told that I'm overweight. I have been overweight for some time. Now, under the coronavirus lockout circumstances that we find ourselves, I'm excited to tell you I've lost 20 pounds. I'm 20 pounds down since the beginning of March. And there's reasons why that has happened. I have more weight to lose. I would like to be leaner. And I recognize it's not easy. Nobody likes to be told, hey, you're heavy, you got to lose weight. But the truth of the matter is, if you're heavy, you got to lose weight. You will feel better. You will move better. You will have more energy. You will fatigue at a slower rate. You will be more durable long term. Every little extra bit of weight that you carry weighs on you, for lack of a better way to put it. It really makes this job and this industry tougher. And our industry has built into it some habits and behaviors that just make this very hard. And I get it. And I'm as guilty and I'm as bad about it as everybody else. But I want to offer you a couple of suggestions. I'll tell you what helped me lose the 20 pounds that I've lost most recently. It doesn't mean it's going to help you, because each and every one of us is different. It responds to these challenges in different ways. But I'll share with you what I did, and I'll share with you some things that you can do. Number one on the list, start your day with a healthy breakfast. Eat better in the morning. Eat fruit as opposed to drinking fruit. An orange is different than orange juice. Eat better, eat a better breakfast. Eat a breakfast that is lower in simple carbohydrates. Things like breakfast cereals are not as good at things like fresh fruit and vegetables. Things that'll get you a good jump start on your day. Eat a reasonable and good breakfast every single day. Number two on my list is plan for hungry. And what I mean by that is, let's talk about lunch early in the day. You know you're going to be hungry at lunchtime. Plan for hungry. Don't treat hungry as an accident. Don't treat hungry as a surprise. Oh my goodness, look, it's noon and I'm hungry again. Now, the shop where I work part-time doesn't have good food choices in the immediate vicinity. What that means is, if I don't plan for hungry, I've limited my choices. I've got a Subway sandwich shop, and I can make better choices at Subway. I've got a taco place, not a good choice. I got a burger, hot dog, slice of pizza place, not a good choice. And I have a convenience store that sells packaged processed foods, chips, cupcakes, ho-hos, Twinkies, ding-dongs, candy bars, stuff that I love, stuff that I think is going to give me that quick shot of sugar energy, but stuff that I really shouldn't be eating. You know you're going to be hungry at lunchtime. Plan for lunch. The best way to plan for lunch is brown bagging a lunch. You can make better choices. By the way, brown bagging also helps you with your financial health. It saves you a ton of money. It helps you decide ahead of time what you're going to eat so you're not treating hungry as a surprise. And by the way, lunch is also an element of mental health, because I believe in blocking a lunch. I believe in taking a lunch. I believe in stepping away for lunch, for nutrition, fresh air, a phone call, a bathroom break, an opportunity to get away from your customers for just a little bit that can be very, very beneficial for your head, not just for your gut. So take that lunch. Now here's my big secret, guys. The thing that has been always my challenge, and the thing that is probably single-handedly responsible for me losing the 20 pounds that I recently lost since the beginning of March, is portion control. I like to eat, and I like to eat good stuff. I like to eat a lot of good stuff. Eat less stuff. It's just that simple. You know, when you, and here's the thing, you can make simple changes. When you go to McDonald's, don't supersize. When you go to McDonald's, get a cheeseburger, fries, and a drink. Don't get the 2 cheeseburger meal. Or don't get the mac and the nugget. Now, I'm not telling you McDonald's is a great food choice. But guys, anybody that knows me knows I love McDonald's. That is my fast food brand. I grew up eating McDonald's. I'm going to die eating McDonald's. But you know what? I lost 20 pounds in the last 2 months, and I still went to McDonald's. But I made better choices when I did it. I made smarter choices in my portion control. The other thing I did that was very important for me, and again, this is me and how it works for me, is I limited eating in between meals. I ate breakfast, I ate lunch, I ate dinner, and I didn't eat in between. These are the things that have always tripped me up and caught me up and made my weight a challenge for me. Your circumstances and situation may be different, and you may need help in that regard. Now, I'm not a registered dietitian. I'm a certified personal fitness trainer. I can help you in many ways, and you're encouraged to reach out if I can be valuable to you with that conversation. Last on the list with regards to diet as it relates to managing your intake, many of you have seen me doing these programs and doing a lot of this. Doing a lot of drinking. What's in here? Water. I drink a lot of water. My wife is pretty vicious when it comes to hydration, keeping me drinking, keeping me on top of it. If you think you're feeling hungry and you need a cookie, drink something. Drink a lot. The hydration will help you a lot. It'll also fill your stomach. It'll make you less hungry. If you're feeling you're getting close to dinner time and you want that snack, don't. Have a big glass of water. It'll hold you over. It'll push you over the top. It'll get you to that meal. Eat well and eat controlled. Don't binge. Don't eat at night watching television. Don't nibble, don't snack. But get your weight under control. I know it's hard to hear. No one likes to hear it. You got to lose some weight. I needed to lose some weight. I don't want anybody telling me about it. But you know what feels really good? Is when people message me, or, because nobody's seeing me live, but people message me. And if you look like you lost weight on video, you definitely lost weight. It doesn't feel real good when somebody tells you, dude, you put on some weight. You got to lose some weight. Nobody likes to hear it. But it feels really good when somebody said, dude, you're looking lean and mean. Dude, you're looking vicious. Dude, you dropped some weight. That feels really good. And not only is it feeling really good here and here, it just feels really good. And you'll feel better. And the days will breeze by easier. And your time behind the chair will be much, much simpler and easier. Everything is better when you drop a little bit of weight. Trust me on that. I have the experience to be able to tell you that. Next on the list is exercise. Part of your physical health is going to be exercise. The less you move, the sooner you die. The more you sit, not a problem for us in this industry, sitting. We don't sit. I'm leaning on a chair right here. I never sit. You got to get moving. It is recommended, the American Council on Exercise recommends 30 minutes 5 times a week. 30 minutes 5 times a week. That's 150 minutes of elevated heart rate cardiovascular exercise. That's a mouthful. Elevated heart rate cardiovascular exercise. What are we talking about? Move. Walk. If you cannot walk very long or very far, walk. If you have to walk with a small stool so that you can stop and sit down, walk and stop and sit down. Walk every single day and just walk one step farther than you walked the day before. The first day, it's going to suck. And the second day, it's going to suck a little less. But you just have to do it. If you're comfortable walking, start running. If you can't run, ride a bike. If you can't run, if you don't have a bike, walk upstairs. There are lots and lots of places and ways you can find to creatively get exercise. You do not need an expensive gym membership. You do not need to go to a sporting goods store and drop a ton of money on fancy equipment. You got everything you need to move. And the less you've been moving, the more important a little bit of movement will be. Take somebody like me who moves a lot. Right now, part of my coronavirus activity has been a heavy, heavy rotation of working out because I have the time and because I enjoy it. That may not be you. You may not enjoy it. That's fine. I do a lot of things I don't enjoy, but do a little bit of more movement than you've been doing before. It'll help you drop the weight. It'll help you get stronger. It'll help you move. Now, let's take a minute. I want to get a little science-y on you here. I want to get a little mathematical with you here. Because I do want to share with you the formula if you want to use exercise to help lose weight. Now, there is an expression in the fitness community: you cannot out-train your fork. Has anybody ever heard that before? Throw me a thumb if you've heard this before. You cannot out-train your fork. What does that mean? That means that all the exercise in the world will not fix a bad diet. All the exercise you could possibly do, all the time you could possibly spend in the gym, will not make up for eating habits that are undermining your success. Now, that being said, there is a formula for exercise for burning fat. In a minute, we're going to talk about exercise for building strength. But I want to talk about exercise for burning fat. 30 minutes, 5 times a week, 150 minutes a week of cardiovascular exercise. The secret here is you want to be working at 80% of your maximum heart rate. And I want to share the formula for the rough calculation for this. So if you need a pencil, if you need a calculator, if you need a piece of paper, get what you got to get so that we can get you your number. The simple formula is, and before I tell you the formula, here's the idea. You have a maximum heart rate. That's the maximum level at which you should accelerate your heart rate in fitness and exercise. And your fat burning zone is lower than your maximum heart rate. So you don't want to be at your max heart rate. You want to back off a little, because if you're working too hard, your body will be burning protein. It'll burn whatever protein's in your stomach, in your system, and then it will begin to burn the most convenient protein it can get a hold of, which is muscle tissue. You will begin to consume healthy muscle tissue to fuel your body. You don't want to do that. What do you want to burn? You want to burn fat. And I want to help you be a fat torching machine. And the secret to that is maintaining your exercise heart rate at 80% of your max rate. So here's what we do. We use this formula. It's the number 220 minus your age times 80%. 220 minus your age times 80%. I'm going to show you mine. It looks like this. 220 minus my age, 56, is 164. That is my maximum heart rate for safe exertion and exercise and activity. Now, multiply that by 0.80, 80%. That's 131.2. Write that number down. Now that's my number, 131.2. Your number may be different. Let's say you're listening to me and you are 42 years old. I'm going to calc it for you. It's 220 minus 42 is 178 times 0.80. 142 is your max heart rate times 80%. 80% max. What you want to do is you want to exercise, you want your exertion to stay below your 80% of max heart rate. At that point, you are burning fat. You are not burning protein or muscle. Now, a lot of people have trouble with this, especially individuals who are substantially deconditioned. If you are in less physical condition, if you are less physically fit, even the slightest bit of exertion will spike your heart rate. I understand that. I know the formula. But what I want to tell you is this. If you believe in what I'm sharing with you, if you trust me just a little bit, if you calculate your max heart rate, and there are watches that will help you monitor your heart rate, there are phone apps to monitor your heart rate, there are all kinds of tools and equipment. Some treadmills and bikes have areas you can hold to pick up your heart rate, things like that. There are chest straps and armbands and things. There's lots of ways to manage heart rate. And by the way, one of the important secrets is heart rate monitoring tools are not all the same. They're not all great. But the rule is the closer the tool is to your heart, the more accurate the reading. So a chest strap for a heart rate monitor is much more accurate than a watch. A watch is more accurate than the hand grips on the bike. You follow me on this? The closer you can be to your heart to take that information in, the more accurate that information will be. But 220 minus your age times 0.80 is your max heart rate. Hover right there, and you will torch fat. I will tell you this, if you're sedentary and you're doing nothing, but if you commit to at least 30 minutes of movement, 5 times a week, 150 minutes a week, at and just below your 80% max heart rate, you do that for a month, you'll lose 10 pounds. I guarantee it. I promise you. I'll help you. It'll work. And you know what? You'll notice 10 pounds. You move 10 pounds lighter. You feel 10 pounds lighter. You think 10 pounds lighter. And you will be 10 pounds happier. It'll work. Trust me. All right, the next thing I want to talk about in the healthy conversation is stretching. This is where we get into the conversation of preventing injury, of protecting our muscles and joints, of making sure we can be comfortably successful as long as possible. I want to talk about dynamic and I want to talk about static stretching. I want to talk about what are the difference between these two things. I want to talk about when and where these two things come into play and how they are important. It's about whether or not your muscles are hot or cold. When muscles are cold, we stretch differently than when muscles are warm. That is why many runners stretch after running. In the old days, it was stretch before you run. That's a great way to tear muscle tissue, to pull a muscle, and to create an injury. There's a certain way to stretch before you run, and there's a way to stretch after you run. There's a way to stretch before you cut hair, and there's a way to stretch after you cut hair. The difference is what we call static and dynamic stretching. Dynamic stretching is what we do when our muscles are cold. In the morning, in the car on the way to work, in the back room before we start cutting hair is where we do dynamic stretching. Dynamic stretching is motion-based. Dynamic stretching is activities that look like the activities you're preparing to do. So as an example, one of the exercises for hair cutters that I always talk about are sock puppets. Now this is my sock puppet. He's Socky the sock puppet. And those of you that hang around with me know every once in a while, Socky the sock puppet comes out to talk to you about hair cutting. Now what I'm doing here are what I call sock puppets. Now I'm going to take my sock puppet off and I want you to see my hand. Sock puppets. I sometimes have called these quackers because my hand looks like it's quacking like a duck. What does this look like? Yup, looks like this. It looks like we're opening and closing a scissors. Sock puppets or quackers are a good example of a dynamic stretching exercise for cold muscles for hair cutters. This is something you do in the car on the way into the shop. This is something you do in the back room before you start cutting hair. This is something you do at the kitchen table while you're having your good breakfast. You're getting things moving. You're moving the blood. You're pumping the fluids around. You're getting the joints and the hinges moving. Ligaments, tendons, connective tissue, all that good stuff is hustling around. Blood flow. You're getting ready to work. You're warming up. Any activity that looks like the activity you're going to do. Hair cutting. Doing shoulder raises, arm raises like this. This is an example of a beautiful, dynamic exercise for hair cutters before it's time to start cutting hair. You're going to be moving that shoulder around, arm swings. Start doing this. Moving your shoulders around, getting your blood pumping. Those are dynamic exercises. These protect and prepare your body parts for the heavy-duty work that you're going to do. Cold equals dynamic exercise. Warm, when you're hot, when you've been working, is static stretching. I always say 10 o'clock and 2 o'clock. If you're a hair cutter and you've been busy and you're going to be busy, you've had a busy morning, you're going to have a busy afternoon, you're going to have a busy day, 10 o'clock and 2 o'clock. That's when we do static stretching. So what is a static stretch for a hair cutter? Well, that might be an example of this. Take your hand, pull back your wrist, and count to 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release it, shake it out, pull it back. Notice when I'm stretching, I'm not moving. I'm static. I'm still. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 3 times each side, up and down, both hands. That's a perfect example of a static wrist stretch exercise for warm muscles for hair cutters. Don't do that cold. You can damage tendons, muscles, joints. You can hurt yourself. Do that warm. That is warm. That is static stretching. I'm going to have some videos coming out in the next few weeks on strengthening and stretching exercises specifically for beauty and barber professionals that'll be available to you to work on some of these things to help you stay healthy in this way. The next thing I want to talk about is getting strong. We talked about stretching. Let's talk about strength. And let's talk about the appropriate kind of strength for haircut professionals. What do I mean by the appropriate kind of strength? Well, if you want to get big and bulky, and if you want to lift lots of weight, that's called muscle hypertrophy or muscle growth. That usually requires lifting large weights, heavy weights, a few times. What we call low numbers of lifts, numbers of what we call repetitions. Big weights a few times is going to build muscle mass. It's going to make you bigger, and it's going to make you stronger. It's going to make it easier for you to pick up big weights. Big muscles can move big things easily. That makes sense. That's not the kind of muscle strength we need to be successful behind the chair. Now, if you've lost weight and you're focusing on muscle tone, if you're focusing on more endurance-based energy and movement, you go with lighter weights. Little weights, and you do lots of movements, lots of repetitions over and over again with light weight. That's going to build muscle tone. And that's also not exactly what we're looking for in the haircutting business. What we're looking for in the haircutting business is a reasonable blend of strength and durability and muscle endurance. A combination or a balance. We don't want to be big and bulky, and we don't need to be monster strong. You know, we're going to pick up a quarter developer. You know, we're going to pick up a broom. We're not moving big, heavy objects. It's not part of what we do in our business. But we do things all day long. We need durability, and we need endurance. And we've got to stand up all day. Our legs need to be strong enough to hold us up well. I believe the ideal exercises for the ideal kind of strength we need in the haircut business are body weight exercises. What are we moving around all day? We're moving our body. It's the ideal weight for us to work with. So body weight exercises. We don't need a gym. We don't need fancy equipment. Things related to moving you. And again, I'm going to have a whole series of videos coming out. They're going to be short, single exercise videos that are going to be coming out. They're going to be available very soon to help haircut professionals, specifically focused on body weight. Body weight exercises, squats, not with a big heavy bar or dumbbells, just squats, body weight squats. Push-ups. Drop down and give you 20. Drop down and give you 20 more. Push-ups. All you are pushing is you, your body weight. Leg lifts. Lifting your leg. That, you know, if you cut off your leg and hand it to you, it's heavier than you think it is. And your muscles are strong to be able to move it. And moving your own body weight will help you build an incredible level of durability, an incredible amount of power and performance for what we do in the beauty industry. No, this is not going to get you to the Olympics, the Hair Olympics maybe. No, this is not going to get you a spot on a World Cup soccer team. That's different kind of strength and muscle building for different kinds of outcomes. But here we're talking about long-term health, wellness, and durability for haircut professionals. Body weight exercise. Reasonable numbers of reps, sets of 20s are great. 20 squats, 20 push-ups, 20 dips, chair dips, using a chair to push your body weight. Again, we're going to cover this in some upcoming exercise videos. And lastly, I want to leave you with the magic exercise. I want to challenge you to go online, go to Twitter, go to Instagram, and search for the ultimate exercise, the ultimate body weight exercise. This is what I'm digging in on big time right now. I'm a lunatic for this. I use the hashtag like crazy. And you know what? I'm probably not a good example because I'm doing lots of these because I really enjoy them. I really enjoy suffering through them. Anybody know what I'm going to talk about next? Anybody know what exercise I love and I'm going to focus on here? We're going to talk about burpees. That's right, the dreaded burpees. Burpees are the ultimate body weight exercise. Burpees are the ultimate full body exercise. Burpees, I believe, are the perfect beauty and barber industry exercise. I've been doing 200 a day. I did 300 one day. I did 100 the other day. I do lots and lots, and there's lots of variations. I'm going to be doing some videos on this as well, burpee variations for people, because can they get a little boring doing the same thing over and over again? Yes, they can. Are they hard? Yes, they are. Do they get easier? They don't get a lot easier. Burpees suck. Let's be honest. Let's just put it the way it is. Burpees really suck. But they're total body exercises, head to toe, every bit of you working and moving. They're body weight exercises, so you know what? Burpees will suck less if you weigh less. That's to help you out with the diet portion of all of this. Guys, we covered a lot of stuff here on being a healthy hair cutter. I promised you a lot of video support and education and information. Join my Patreon site. I'll put a link up in the comments on this video for everybody. This video will be up today, and then we will move on. This video will live on forever on Patreon in the Academy there, where you'll have access to this and many, many other things. Thank you so much for joining me here this morning. Thank you for letting me help you to be a healthy hair cutter, to be long-term, durable, successful, healthy, and productive in the haircut business. Go online, get your books, get your information. Let me help you build and grow your business. Go out there and have a wonderful day, and join us again tomorrow, 10 o'clock, right here on Facebook. Tomorrow is Clipper Clinic, episode 4. Thursday, Big Money, Small Money, Financial Health and Wellness for Haircut Professionals. And Friday, Clipper over Comb. Thanks for being here, everybody. Have a wonderful day. Go out and enjoy the fresh air and sunshine. You can't take care of them if you don't take care of you. Start by taking good care of you, and we'll all take great care of our clients. Have a great day.